Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Jonathan here, or Ja's Army Journey. Just give you all a little update on my situation with the military lately. So, I'm gonna be completely transparent with you all. Um, I'm currently not in the ROTC program right now. Um, it's 2025 of February, and uh, basically, I didn't get kicked out. I got dropped from the program because I wasn't able to contract with the program due to many little reasons. Um, if you watch my previous videos, you know I was in different leadership positions while in ROTC. I also was the cadet of the semester. Um, I received the AAM award from the National Guard because I'm also enlisted in the National Guard, but I was enlisted in as a SMP cadet, which is a '09 Romeo. And as a '09 Romeo, you're able to drill with a National Guard unit. Um, and that's what I've been doing for the past 2 years. Well, that's just under 2 years. Uh, and with that, you basically, at drill, I drill with a RSP unit. And that's a component in the National Guard. And that component in the National Guard helps new recruits that are not familiar with the military at all. Depending on when their ship date is, it helps them to gain military knowledge. So I don't know how it is for other RSP or RSD units, but mine is pretty strict. Like we have drill sergeants, we get smoked, we do PT in the morning, then we would do like this weekend we have drill, but we're doing DNC, so that's drilling ceremony. So that means you're doing half right phase, half left phase, right phase, about phase, all those type of things. Learning how to salute, how to march, those type of things. Other drill weekends, sometimes we do combatives, which is pretty cool. Other times we do land nav. Uh, um, other stuff do you do? We do. Trying to think of the right term right now. Um, like medical type stuff. I can't think of the right term at the moment. We do medical type stuff as well. So um, learning what to do if somebody, if a soldier were to go into shock, how to tie on tourniquets, those type of things like that. So we do all of those things, and of course, I'm very familiar with that because I've been in ROTC, I've been to Fort Knox, Kentucky, uh, went through basic camp, so I'm really familiar with all these things. So, and I'm also a lot older than most of the people there because a lot of them are actually in high school. So I'm actually 22 at the moment. A lot of them are still, some of them are even like 16, 17, 18. Now you still have people that's older, like 37, 32, 28, around my age as well in 2019, because the thing with the RSP is that, or RSD, is that people are waiting to go to training, or they got back from training and maybe they had school to finish, and then once they're finished school, they're going to go to AIT or do whatever they got to do. So, like I said, I've been drilling with them for over a year and like 6 months, a year and 8 months, because I wasn't able to contract with ROTC yet. So the situation now was because I wasn't able to contract with ROTC. The contract states that if I don't contract with ROTC within 2 years, um, and I haven't finished AIT or basic training, that means I will be discharged from the military. And of course, we don't want that. I don't think it would be a dishonorable discharge, but regardless, we don't want that. Especially me, I like the military. I like the structure. I like understanding, different things. I like being all those cool things, being the 1%, all the benefits that come with it. I really like it. And also, I feel like I've put a lot of work in, especially in the ROTC, just for me to be discharged from the military completely just because I wasn't able to contract. I don't like that idea, that concept. So, because of how my situation is, and since it's a short window now, until I would technically get discharged, I actually had to sign a lot of different retainment paperwork. since I was actually on the discharge list. So I was working with the drill sergeants. I had to write a whole statement, handwritten actually to the commander and the master sergeant, and they had to approve my waiver to retain me in the National Guard. And it finally got approved back in January. And I just, after my drill last month, which was the 1st of February, still February, but it was like the 1st and 2nd of February. Um, that Monday, I received a call from my drill sergeant when I was taking a nap after work. She was like, "Hey, Hunter, your stuff got approved." I'm like, "What?" He said, "Yeah, when can you go to MEPS? Can you go to MEPS tomorrow?" I mean, and I'm saying, "Wait, hold on, what? Like that fast?" So ended up going to MEPS, changing like she was telling me, "Okay, you need to think of some MOSs that you want, and because I got into some other issues, which that will probably be another video, because maybe there will be other people like that in my situation, but we don't know. I was only selected to a few MOSs. I couldn't choose from all of them. Not because I'm not in good physical shape, or not because of my ASVAB scores, because I got into some other issues, which also contributed to not being in the ROTC program right now. Um, and keep in mind that I'm a senior in college. Technically, I only have one semester left, and I finished my MS3 semester. So that means I only have my MS4 year left. So keep that also in mind if you're in ROTC or want to join ROTC. Uh, so I think I had as number one, I had 92, I think 92 Yankee, because I would be working at an aviation, like the aviation headquarters in Pennsylvania, which is at Fort Indiantown Gap. And like she was telling me, my drill sergeant was telling me, "Hey, that's a good thing to get into because there's a lot of like growth, with the aviation units." So, because really I really wanted to be an MP. I'll be completely honest. I want to be an MP. I always wanted to, and I was on track to become that. But since things changed, I'm not able to be that at the moment. Um, so, I was also, when considering what to do, I was looking at all the AIT times. I was really trying to get a job that had the longest AIT. Why? So that I could get the most money and so that I could get the most training out of it. So I was really trying to be, I saw 92 Yankee was, I think, 22 weeks AIT or 25 weeks. And I'm like, yeah, I want that because, I'm going to be at AIT for a little bit longer. I'm going to make a little bit more money, all those type of things. So I had that, and then I had, I think, 11 Bravo next, and then I had 13 Bravo, which is Cannoneer, uh, or Cannon crew member, and then I had something else, like, I don't remember what it was, but it also had to do with the aviation unit. All my things I choose basically had to do with the aviation unit. Like I said, just because there's a lot of opportunity there, I was told. Ultimately, I ended up not being able to choose any of them. And this is the thing. If you sign a contract like this with the National Guard, oh 09 Romeo, if you're ranked in the National Guard as oh 09 Romeo because you're a cadet and you're not contracted yet, if you don't get contracted, they'll give you any MOS. She ended up telling me, "Hunter, you're going to be at 88 Mike." And that's not a diss. That's not a diss on 88 Mikes because, I mean, it has practicality if you want to use it outside of the military, right? You can get your CDL license from it. You could, get this certification. There's a lot of opportunities with it. But somebody like me who kind of wants to be a little bit, I don't know if a good term is like hardcore, because I'm in good physical shape and all these type of things. I wanted to do something a little bit more physical rather than be driving trucks or, um, you know, those type of things like that. But you don't really have an option. She gave me two options. She ended up saying 13 Bravo or 88 Mike. But then she said she don't want me to be 13 Bravo because the the unit in Philly, she doesn't hear good things about it. I'm just being transparent. The unit in Philly, she doesn't hear good things about. she hears, of course, the one at Fort Indiantown Gap is going to be better because it's bigger. That's like the hub. That's where everybody does, their big FTX trainings or their quals, with the M4 and all that type of things. So she suggested that, and I'm like, you know what? I'll just do it. And you know, so that was the option. And I mean, they pounded it in my head. If you don't get contracted or something happens, they're going to choose any MOS you and you're going to get shipped off. And that's basically the situation I'm in. But guess what? I learned to be content with it, and I'm not upset with it anymore. At first, I'm like, 88 Mike, like truck driver, like transportation. I'm like, nah, man. But, thinking about it now, I'm like, I'll just take it. And their thing was like, hey, Hunter, we know that, you don't necessarily want that, but remember, you can always reclass once you get back. And they're nice enough to say that they'll help me to do that also, which I really appreciate. So I'll be able to reclass once I get back, and I don't know what I'll do. I might switch to 11 Bravo, but it's really just for the training, especially because that training goes like hand in hand with ROTC and going to Fort Knox, Kentucky, and advanced camp and those things that you get tested on. It goes hand in hand because it's battle drills, you know. So that's really why I want to do it. But I would have rather had the basic training AIT infantry training rather than just joining an infantry unit after I've been, So it's not really the same to me. But I don't know. We'll see how things go. But that's the update on what it's like being a '09 Romeo in the National Guard and not contracting on ROTC and not having to go to basic training. So I'm going to make another video soon, and that will be comparing, or no, that will be when I'm done basic training. It will be comparing basic cadet training in Fort Knox, Kentucky, which is a month with drill sergeants, versus Army basic combat training. So I feel like that would be a cool video. It's gonna be rusty because I did this ROTC training almost 2 years ago. So my brain is still a little foggy, but I feel like it's gonna be a cool video comparing the two. So yeah, that stay tuned for that video. I feel like that video will be very cool. And yeah, just stay tuned. I'm back on this channel. You're gonna be hearing a lot of stuff from me soon, and just keep an update. I'll be going to Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, in April. I don't know if it's gonna be cold. I hope it's not too cold because it's April, getting right into spring, but yeah. So I kind of am excited. I'm still working out. I started slacking. I'll be completely honest. I started slacking, but I know how to get in good shape. I've been in great shape for like all throughout since I was like 18 all the way up to like 21. So there's no problem getting back in pretty good shape. I'm ready for it. Physically, I feel like I could do a little bit more to get ready for basic training, but mentally, I feel like I'm kind of already ready because I kind of know, I understand the game. I feel like this thing is a game. Like with my experience, and don't get me wrong, I'm not talking like I know everything. I don't. But my experience of even like being in Fort Knox, Kentucky with Joe Sergeants for a good little amount of time, understanding that it really is a mental thing and that it's kind of like a game. Like you have to understand that it's really not personal, but you got to be smart and wise when it comes on to them. Yeah, you don't ask dumb questions unless you want them to make fun of you. Yeah, you got to read the people. Some drill sergeants are like don't play around. You got others that you're gonna laugh and make jokes, and then be like, all right, yeah, it's funny, right? Now half right face and start pushing. You get what I'm saying? So you just got to feel like the drill sergeant. They tell you to write a 1,000-page word essay. You telling me when I was in Fort Knox, I was stressing out over that. All right, this is a video for another time. Don't worry, that video, even when I'm going to MEPS, like right before I go off, I'll take a video, let y'all know on what that's like, the reception, all of that. I'll fill y'all in. So I'm back on this job army journey because it really is an army journey. And I hope, this video blows up a little bit more and I get some more support because I'm gonna definitely need it. And I'm gonna be transparent with y'all. And if y'all have any questions, leave a comment down there. Like the video up, and you know, join me on my 88 mic journey. And then I'm gonna try to get back into ROTC back in August. Hopefully, I'll contract and I'll fill y'all in on that. I'll bring some of my guys around. We'll do a little sit down video and let y'all know what ROTC is like. So thank you for watching, and have a good day or have a good night.